If you're watching this and thinking, wait, some Medicare benefits are expiring in 2026. You're not alone. A lot of seniors don't realize that Medicare Advantage plans are changing, and some benefits they've counted on up to now may either shrink or disappear entirely unless they act. And before I dig into the 3 biggest benefits that are at risk, I want to hear from you. Comment your name and state below. I'd love to see who's watching and benefiting from these videos. That connection matters, and it helps me know exactly what I can dig into to help you. So here's the truth. Medicare Advantage has become incredibly competitive, and plan providers are always revisiting how they offer benefits, especially the more tangible extras that attract people, like dental, vision, hearing, over-the-counter, OTC, allowances. In 2026, 3 specific benefits are under real pressure. If you don't pay attention, you might lose something that feels free today. And for many people, that could mean hundreds or even thousands of dollars in unexpected healthcare bills. Let me walk you through what is actually changing, why this is happening, and more importantly, what you can do to protect yourself and make smart decisions. And I'll start with a story I heard from a retired couple, Joe and Barbara, who live in Georgia. They'd been on their Medicare Advantage plan for 4 years, and every year their plan gave them a $70 per quarter OTC card to spend on things like vitamins, pain relief, and diabetic supplies. They loved it. It was their bonus money. But this year, when they went to renew, they found out their plan might decrease that OTC allowance because of rising costs. They were shocked. That little perk is now part of a much bigger financial equation for them. That leads me into the first Medicare benefit that's at risk in 2026, generous OTC allowance reductions. Companies are reevaluating how much they can afford to give away in over-the-counter benefits. In some regions, plans are projecting that they may reduce the monthly or quarterly OTC cards because of cost pressures from inflation, higher prescription drug costs, and increased demand. That means some seniors who have come to rely on that $50 or $75 a month could see it cut back, or even disappear. It's not guaranteed everywhere, but in certain counties, plan documents and early filings for 2026 already reflect a downward trend. Here's why that matters. For many Medicare Advantage members, OTC benefits are not nice to have, they are essential. These are the things you use daily: blood pressure monitors, pain relievers, diabetes test strips, vitamins, nutritional supplements. Many people rely on their OTC card to pay for supplies they need without dipping into their fixed income. If that benefit shrinks, suddenly you're paying out of pocket for things you've always gotten for free. And that lifestyle change can feel like a bigger cut than raising a $5 copay, because it's recurring. A second major benefit that's vulnerable in 2026 is dental coverage. Yes, dental is under threat in specific plan areas. Now, before you panic, it's not all dental benefits that are going away, but in some counties, we are seeing that certain Medicare Advantage plans are shifting how they offer dental. Some insurers are reducing their maximum allowances, especially for higher-cost services like crowns or dentures, or limiting how much they'll reimburse for out-of-network dentists. These changes seem to be more common in highly competitive markets where plans are trying to cut costs or reallocate resources. Let me give you another real-life example. A woman named Linda in Ohio told me she's been on a plan that provides a $2,500 annual dental allowance and pretty generous preventive coverage. But as she looked at her 2026 plan options, she noticed the new document said her allowance would drop to $1,800, and major work like crowns would only be partially covered or limited to lower-tier dentists. She was worried. She said, "It feels like they're slowly shrinking what used to feel like bonus care." And she's not alone. Her situation is a real one that other seniors in her county are in. Why is this happening? There are a few key drivers. One is cost. Dental care is expensive, and as more people age into Medicare Advantage with serious oral health needs, the cost to insurers goes up. Another driver is regulation. Medicare Advantage plans can't promise unlimited dental. There are rules, and in 2026 some plans are reshuffling their benefits to remain profitable while still being attractive to members. And third, competitive pressure. Plans are pulling back certain benefits in markets where costs are rising faster than enrollment growth. So if you rely on a certain level of dental coverage, this is something you absolutely need to check when reviewing your 2026 plan options. And the third benefit at real risk in 2026 is free or low-cost transportation and non-emergency medical rides. A lot of Medicare Advantage plans include non-urgent medical transport as a supplemental benefit, rides to doctor appointments, dialysis, even pharmacy pickups in certain zip codes. But early 2026 plan proposals indicate that some insurers are reducing the number of covered trips, or adding limits on how far or how many rides you can take per year. For people with mobility issues, chronic illnesses, or less access to reliable transportation, this could be a serious problem. One lady I talked to named Maria, who lives in rural Kansas, described how her transportation benefit had been a lifeline. She rides to her oncologist for chemotherapy every month, and her Medicare Advantage plan picks her up for free. She told me, "If they cut back my trip coverage, I don't know how I'll get there without paying out of pocket, or worse, missing important treatment." And that's not just financial, it's medically risky. Now, those are the three biggest benefits I'm tracking that may decrease or change in 2026. But I want to be very clear, these aren't guaranteed cuts for everyone. Not all plans are doing this, and how much you're impacted will depend heavily on where you live, the carrier, and your plan's specific benefit design. In many cases, you might even find better deals in 2026, but only if you take the time to compare. So what should you do right now? First and foremost, during your Medicare Advantage annual enrollment period, if you're eligible, take a hard look at the preview of 2026 benefits. Don't just check the premium. Don't just glance at the summary. Dig into the supplemental benefits, the plan's evidence of coverage, EOC, and the summary of benefits. Look specifically at how much your OTC card will be, whether your dental allowance stays the same, and exactly how many non-medical rides are included. Second, talk to your agent or broker, especially someone familiar with Medicare Advantage's 2026 changes. If they're not telling you about these benefit risks, they might be missing a major part of how your costs could change. Ask, has this plan cut back on OTC or dental benefits, or have ride limits changed? Because those small changes can add up fast. Third, call your current plan. Ask them directly, will my 2026 plan have the same OTC amount I currently get? Will my dental allowance be cut? How many rides to the doctor do I qualify for next year? Sometimes plans are happy to clarify. Fourth, if your current plan is cutting benefits and there's a better option, don't be afraid to switch. It's painful to think about changing, especially when you've built a relationship with your doctors. But if you're losing value, switching to another Advantage plan or even a Medigap plus Part D combo might make sense financially. Also, keep good records. Your 2025 statements, your 2026 plan documents, any correspondence from your insurer. That way, if you need to argue for an appeal later, you have something concrete to reference. Now, I know for many people, Medicare Advantage feel like set it and forget it. You sign up, you keep the same plan for years. But 2026 is different. Because these three benefits, OTC, dental, and transportation, are exactly the kinds of extra services people lean on when money's tight, health is fragile, and they need every bit of support. Losing or reducing these could feel like a bigger cut than raising your Part B premium ever would. Another reason to pay attention, there's opportunity here too. Some plans are adding new benefits or adjusting in ways that could make things better for certain members. For example, a few carriers are boosting their dental allowances in some counties, knowing that oral health is an increasing concern for seniors. Others are offering creative transportation partnerships with rideshare or non-emergency medical transport companies to control costs while still supporting members. And a few are even expanding their OTC categories so members can use their cards on wellness items, not just basic medicines. All of this comes down to one thing: you deserve to benefit from what Medicare Advantage promised when you signed up. You deserve to know exactly what you're getting and not wake up in 2026 surprised when an allowance you counted on is gone or cut. If you're watching this right now and you can't believe some of these cuts might be real, that's the first step. Because paying attention, asking questions, comparing plans, that's how you protect yourself. And if you're helping a parent or loved one, this video might just be the push they need to review their plan before election season or annual enrollment ends. Let me leave you with one last story. I spoke to a man named Samuel in Nevada who has been on the same Medicare Advantage plan for 7 years. He's active, but he uses his OTC allowance for vitamins, his dental benefit every 6 months, and uses non-emergency medical rides for his dialysis appointments. When he saw this preview for 2026, he was afraid. But he also felt motivated. He told me he was spending his weekend comparing plan options, calling his current insurer, and making notes on what extra benefit he could afford to lose and what he absolutely needed to keep. And that's powerful, not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. In the end, Medicare Advantage is supposed to be about giving you more value, more support, and more peace of mind. But value only comes when you actively manage your plan and understand the changes coming your way. So don't wait. Review your benefits. Ask the hard questions. And choose wisely. If you found this video helpful, comment your name and state below. I love seeing who's watching, what's on your mind, and where you need the most help. Share this video with someone who might not know what's changing in 2026. And if you want help comparing your plan options or figuring out what benefit trade-offs make sense for you, I've got your back. Let me know, and I'll make more videos breaking this stuff down county by county. Thank you so much for watching. Stay informed, stay proactive, and I'll see you in the next video.